Do you or someone you care for suffer from overwhelming emotions due to trauma? Can panic be triggered in an instant, and then in between episodes, you're always on guard, never feeling safe? Well, I've experienced firsthand how this cycle can just hijack your life, deeply impacting your relationships and work. Did you know, though, that the trauma response is actually a sign of your body and mind trying to heal by releasing stuck energy? So the good news is that with the Heart Fluency Method, the process of releasing can be harmonized so that you aren't overwhelmed and re-traumatized by it. So imagine feeling okay and at ease. It's possible here and now without drugs and using basic capacities you already have. So in this first video, we'll look at what trauma is at its core and the healing orientation that makes resolving any emotional wound possible. We'll also identify a common mistake that can lead to deepening wounds. So hi, I'm Bruce Pardo, Heart Fluency's founder, and I've been on the inner healing journey for more than 40 years. It led me to become a meditation teacher and spend over 2 years on silent retreat. It was actually when I was on a 3-month retreat that episodes of primal terror started erupting, and they completely overwhelmed me. The strange thing was, the terror wasn't related to anything I could remember. And what was heartbreaking was that the practice I loved and my wonderful teachers weren't helping. Things were actually getting worse. So I went on a healing journey trying tapping, eye movement, somatic trauma practices, neurofeedback, and even shamans. Years later, and after spending tens of thousands of dollars, I was distraught. I remember being on yet another retreat feeling the same old overwhelming terror. I walked outside and feeling the sun on my face, I suddenly knew the answer lies in my heart. In that moment, the Heart Fluency Method just simply appeared. And as I used it on myself, the anxiousness and trauma episodes faded. And then to my delight, when I started sharing it, others were having the same results. So now I've helped hundreds of people with all kinds of emotional wounds, and I've trained many healers. So what is trauma? It's when your nervous system gets shocked and can't hold all the energy. That excess energy gets thrown off into your body and you freeze. I mean, have you ever had a car backfire 3 feet behind you? And so with a shock big enough, that energy gets stuck in your body, creating discomfort and dis-ease. If it tries to release without being managed, you end up getting overwhelmed and re-traumatized. So what's heart fluency? It's a way of dropping your attention into your heart to open to a super safe space for that stuck energy to release in a manageable way. We call this the healing orientation. Now, most therapies have you focus on the emotional wound. With Heart Fluency, we focus first on the resourcing and nourishment that's a default, unconditional part of the healing orientation. So let me explain. Most of the time, we have a mindless orientation to our lives. It's like we're actors up on a screen in a plot that's written by our conditioning and reactivity. With Heart Fluency, we pull ourselves off the screen and take a seat in the theater. We observe and feel what's happening rather than being lost in it. This is the healing orientation. Now, whether we are on the screen or in our seats, we are in both cases aware. When we're on the screen, our attention gets contracted into what's happening and it gets overwhelmed by it. But with the healing orientation, the attention can open up and become spacious like the sky. Then the moments of our experience can float through like clouds that don't harm or stain or overwhelm the sky. And here's the key. Trauma or emotional wounds are like tense, challenging clouds. They always have tension in them. When they come into the spacious sky-like healing orientation, their tension begins to organically soften and unwind down to their roots. The stuck energy releases from your body, leaving you finally at ease and well. So just like a cut can heal itself given the right conditions, so do emotional wounds. In fact, one woman who was in an almost constant state of panic relaxed and unwound the very first time she tried Heart Fluency's healing orientation. So taking the healing orientation is simple and direct. We can feel its unstuckness and flow, but the challenge is to stick with it. The biggest mistake most people make is reflexively suppressing or avoiding intensity instead of opening to it with the healing orientation. Suppression only increases intensity, deepens the wound. That's why in our next video, we'll look at how to meet trauma at its elemental level, energetically, so it's more manageable. This way you can start to learn how to use Heart Fluency's healing orientation in any situation. Now, I've got a free gift for you. It's a 3-part video series on direct embodied ways to actively soothe your nervous system. Just go to the link on the screen or in this post. Please share a comment and let us know what you think. Invite others who could be helped, and stay tuned for video 2 in this 4-part series. I want to reinforce that everything you need for true healing is already within you. Nothing you have to create or become, figure out, or get right. It's simply about aligning with your heart. You really can do this, and it's Heart Fluency's honor to help you.